order. Ms. Middleton, can we have the roll call, please?
Chairperson Chauncey,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Tuggle,
Here.
Commission Member Cornelius, Commission Member Howe,
Here.
Commission Member Miller.
Here.
Okay, before we get down to new business, we'll approve the minutes from our May 16th, 2022 Planning Commission meeting. Trust everyone's had an opportunity to look over the minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion to approve by Commissioner Miller and a second by Ms. Howe. Give me the roll call, please.
Vice Chairperson Tuggle,
Yes.
Commission Member Howe,
Yes.
Commission Member Miller,
Yes.
Chairperson Chauncey.
Yes. We had no old business to discuss. We'll get down to new business. The only item on our agenda is going to be the request of Modest Build LLC to have the property located at 6205 Ringgold Road, tax map ID number 169L-F-040, rezoned from C2 General Commercial District to M2 Light Industrial District.
Good evening, everyone. So if you remember, this board remembers back in 2021, we actually rezoned this from R1 to M2 to C2. And I think at that time it was at the understanding that this would propose basically a better selling point for that parcel. Fast forward to right now, we're looking at them actually adding on to the TPC printing company, 60,000 square foot building. I think it was with 80 parking spots on that one as well. Looking at the RPA staff report, there was no major concerns. They did have one on there about the residential to the north having a 30-foot buffer. We already require that in our landscaping ordinance, so that would already be taken care of from that point. The new parking area on this building as well would eliminate that existing building that's on the site. No other things that RPA, it was compatible with the development form. It's compatible with adjacent uses as well. That was pretty much it.
You know if the old church gymnasium's intended to come down or if they're leaving that building?
Yeah, that's what I described in the new parking area would eliminate that existing building that's on the property. So it would be removed.
Because that was within the setback. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mike. What we're going to do, we're going to have the applicant come down. He can give us a little bit of information. Let the applicant speak, and then we'll open it up to the public and go from there. So if you'll state your name and address for the record, please.
My name's Clint Dean. My address is 843 River Gorge Drive, Chattanooga, that's out in Lookout Valley, Black Creek. I am one of the owners of Modest Build. Our client in this case is TPC, while the property owner says Roder Realty. That's just the investment, I guess, partnership that they formed. TPC would like to expand their facility to effectively add about 100 new jobs within their organization for additional printing lines. Is everyone familiar with what TPC does? The high-end box printing and type things that they do. So this is another high-end type thing. They have concurrently been looking at other pieces of property and determining whether or not they should relocate their whole campus to a piece of property that would accommodate all of it and reconfigure everything. And I think where they've landed is, let's take the piece of property that we have right next door and expand, assuming that we can get through, all the applicable hurdles and whatnot. So right now their projection is 80 to 100 new jobs. Part of that would be, it's actually technically a 55,000 square foot building, new manufacturing facility that's connected to the old building. It would be a new facade along Ringgold Road. Within the building, there would be 2 levels of office and break room type space, about 12,000 feet, 6,000 feet of floor space on top. That new facade look would continue on down to the old campus. So the old bowling alley look that you still see on the front of the existing building would all be improved and enhanced. That's part of the plan. Now that part is already zoned M2, so it's already good to go. We just haven't started the design process. Right now, we're trying to work through the concept plan and get the building positioned on the site so that we do observe the buffer that Mr. Howe spoke to, and also the applicable setbacks and whatnot. That sufficient enough?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dean. I tell you, I'm going to open this up to the public. I don't see many people here. You could give the audience, anybody here in the audience that would like to come down to speak in opposition or in favor of the rezoning? Is there anyone? I see none. Okay, so I know everybody usually has questions and wants to discuss, so I will make a motion to discuss if I can get a second.
Second.
Okay. All right, so well, I know, can you tell me how much square footage this entire facility is going to be roughly?
61,016 square feet.
6116.
61,000.
Okay, so you got it down.
We just figured it out. It's the only reason I know that number is.
Okay. And yeah, I think it's very exciting. Good use for that piece of property. We have architectural design standards that we usually implement on new construction. And I don't foresee it being an issue, but sometimes it concerns me that any type of new construction, whether it be any kind of commercial, we want to be aesthetically pleasing, something modern, something new. So we have architectural design standards in place that would ultimately cure that concern for me. But I would just like maybe whenever you guys get into that phase, maybe come down to and talk to the building inspector and see what those architectural design standards are, and maybe you can kind of fit that into your ideas. But I don't see that. I don't really think that's going to be a requirement for me.
Well, so the architectural design standards, they apply to the C districts only, this being zoned to M2, but actually, as he's discussed tonight, that they're going to go ahead with that facade improvement as well to
Okay.
make it match the existing. So as long as we meet, some of the specifications of that design requirements, we should be good to go. And that's something that they can turn in ahead of time. I'll look at it and say, hey, this looks good, or maybe not. So move forward from there.
Full disclosure, what we've discussed is as it relates to the facade grants that the city of Eastridge offers. I'm not sure if that's still applicable or not.
Mhm.
If those are still happening with the certain design aesthetic that you want down Ringgold Road. We were involved in the renovation of the old Kingwood Pharmacy and did that work, which turned out really nice. And so that's one of the things we've talked to the folks at TPC about, is not just the front of a metal building, but the front of something that looks very nice, that meets that facade aesthetic. That's our,
Thank you. That's all I had. Anybody else have any questions?
Aside from the one I had out of turn, sorry, Chairman. I did notice the existing building is a split zone. If we ever want to address that, I'm assuming they're not financing this off the existing property, but that is a split M2R1, I think. So we should fix that at some point.
At some point, it should be fixed. Yeah.
No, just a comment. I think it's great. Great job. I know when I was here back in 2016, I was always trying to get something going in that 3 acres right there. Working around the clock on that one. I'm glad to see something's going. I'm glad to see that expansion of TPC,
absolutely.
because that's great. You're a very welcome business in this city.
And they're good jobs.
Oh, I know
They're
they
not
are.
$12
They very
an
are.
hour jobs. They're good jobs.
I knew your CEO there at that time.
Okay.
And always.
Hey, I'll say I was on your website not too long ago, and I read the big biography right there on the front of the website, and that's a very interesting history that you have there on your website. I'll bring that up. So, you have anything?
I
Commissioner?
don't.
All right. If no one has any other questions or concerns, I'll entertain a motion in regards to the rezoning request.
No move approval.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner. Got a first by Commissioner Miller and a second by Commissioner Tuggle. Any other discussion? I see none. Can we have the roll call, please?
Vice Chairperson Tuggle,
Yes.
Commission Member Howe,
Yes.
Commission Member Miller,
Yes.
Chairperson Chauncey.
Yes. And Mr. Dean, this will go before Eastridge City Council for final approval. Just get with staff. I don't know if it'll make the next meeting, but it probably should at least meet the meeting after the next. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but
Yes, I'll get it on the tentative. and
okay,
That way it'll be heard on the next, not this next Thursdays, but all at one.
okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Dean.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
All right, that's all the business we have on the agenda tonight. I will officially adjourn this meeting. Thank you.
Well, our next meeting, has that been scheduled for Wednesday?
The 5th, 7th.
I know I saw everybody said it was okay with me. I was just waiting to see.
I'm probably the only one that didn't respond yet, but yes, September 7th should be fine. I'll make